Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back today with some more junk journaling. I put a poll out on my Instagram stories on Friday to see what I should share with you all, and it was a close tie between journaling and scrapbooking, but journaling just pipped scrapbooking to the post. So I'm working in my Junk Journal July today. I've done a few videos now showing my process to the prompts. So if you've not seen those videos or are unsure of what Junk Journal July is, it was a challenge hosted by Meg Journals back in July with a prompt for each of the 31 days. Obviously I am very behind, but I use that term loosely because it was never really a time challenge for me. I'm just really enjoying using prompts to kickstart my creativity in journaling again, and so working in this little journal is just a really nice way for me to switch off. So although I might be behind in terms of not doing it in July, I'm going to keep going with this. Probably won't finish it until the end of the year, but it's nice to just take an hour or so away from day-to-day life and do some journaling, but have a purpose and a starting point. So today I'm working on prompts 6 and 7, which are minimalist and envelope. So I'm working on minimalist here, and I was quite unsure on what to do for this one. I think it definitely helps that I've got a journal which I created that has so much interest on the page anyway, because the pages are from vintage found ephemera, so that definitely helped. I just had to try not to keep adding more and more stuff, so I went quite simple and added a tag there on the left, a photo on the right, and some little small embellishments from some little paper pads, and then I added the stamping, which I've been doing on each of the prompt pages as well. And I do come back to that after this one because I decided it wasn't quite finished, but at the moment I've moved on to the next prompt, which was envelope. And I found these two in my little box of supplies which I've put aside for this project. And the little brown one is just, I think it's a little money envelope, and you can buy like big packs of these from places like Poundland, and I think that works really well for this prompt. And then I also found this little map one which I've made myself from a piece of map paper, and I've had that in my stash for a long time. I remember making that quite a few years ago, so it feels good to actually use it now and get it into a journal. So I'm using some washi tape which has some nice foiled stars, and it was nice to add some pink to the page and add a bit more colour, because obviously this is a vintage journal that I've pieced together from lots of different places, but it's very cream toned and brown, so it was nice to add a bit of colour. I added a big page in the back there as well, and I've layered the envelopes on top of each other. Again, I've added the stamping, which is a common theme which I'm going to do for each of the pages, and I thought because the theme was envelope it made sense to add some stamps. I have a lot of stamps in my stash, and I thought it went really well with this theme, so I've added that again as a layering piece behind the envelope. And moving on to the left hand side of the spread now, I'm using this piece of vintage ephemera again, which has that nice black cat which reminds me of my old cat Loki. And if you've seen my video where I'm putting this journal together and creating all the pages, you'll have seen this was originally part of the pages, but it fell out because it's so delicate. So I just wanted to add that back in, but I just glued that one in there and added just a little bit of paper ephemera again with the little blue duck, just because I think that adds a nice little bit of colour and adds some humour to the page. I really like having hidden journaling in some of my pages, so I've just cut down some Project Life cards to fit into the envelopes so I can add my journaling in there. I really liked the flower which I added on in the previous spread, and I really liked the way that looked, so I wanted to use it again in this page and used a new one here. And that's from AliExpress, and I'll pop a link down below to the listing if it's still available. I thought that the middle bit, which is just a flap of book paper, I thought it looked a little bit lacking in something. It felt like it was missing something. So I just used this old postcard. It's from a nostalgic postcard set, so it's not an actual old vintage postcard. So I didn't mind just like sticking that on there, and added a bit of washi tape above and below, again to tie in the pink from the other page, and I think that helps finish it off. Then I did think it was missing something in the top right hand corner, so I just used the sepia coloured Memento ink pad and stamped on the little rainbow there. So when I was flicking back through, I decided I want to add on a little something extra on the minimalist spread, which kind of defeats the point, but I think because it's hidden in a tag it works really well there. So I just add a small little collage cluster which is hidden and you wouldn't know is there unless you moved it, and I think that still works with the minimalism spread. I think it's a very simple spread, and I think normally I would add more, but again I think because there's so much interest on the background anyway, it works well. And I really love like old pieces which actually has handwriting on, and that was actually used back then and it's really vintage, so I'm glad I didn't cover that up. Then this is the spread for envelope, so obviously the left is kind of sitting on its own, and then you get the envelope prompt when you turn the page on the right, and then there's 2 places for my journaling there. I hope you enjoyed watching these spreads come together. I'll definitely be doing some more prompts from JunkJournalJuly, so look out for those videos and let me know if you enjoy them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with a new video. See you later.
Sitting on my own in a hotel room on a rainy day. Sitting on my own with an old guitar, and I'm far away. Sipping cold tea with a loose brand